Hello and welcome into Pick 6. This week we're going to break down Week 3 of NFL action. I'm your host, Rishi Sadie, and joining our panel this week is a special guest from the past, Vince.
Hi, I'm happy to be back. I came in just to do this show, and I plan on going 6-0.
Hi, I'm Adam, and as your current president, I'm going to go 6-0 this week, unlike our ex-president who went 1-5 this week and is too embarrassed to be on the show.
Hi, I'm Marshall, and Andy Reid is an idiot.
I'm Reed. I'm just happy Vince and Brody are back so I can beat them as always.
So my name is Simrath. I'm a newcomer here, and I think that going 0-6 this week would be an accomplishment, which I could pull off.
All right, so welcome back to Vince, our first ever graduate to return to Pick 6. I don't know why, but let's start off with the Steelers in Tampa. Let me just say this entire panel has been picking against the Steelers, but their defense has done it every week. This week they got Charlie Batch going against Tampa Bay. What do you guys think?
Well, for one thing, I do love Dennis Dixon, and I have not picked against the Steelers, and I'm not going to do it today. Josh Freeman's going to look like Bill Stewart in a big moment.
Pittsburgh is going to win this game, and they could win this game with less than 10 points. Their defense is playing that well. They are unbelievable. James Harrison is having another phenomenal year. Paul Mahler's back. He's had an interception in both games. It's going to continue, especially with them getting Casey Hampton back.
I don't care who the Steelers have at quarterback. There's no way they're losing to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is 2-0. I don't know how, but they are no match for this Pittsburgh defense, which was great this season. Steelers in a blowout.
Yeah, much to my chagrin, I'm taking the Steelers in this one. They're just a better team. Tampa Bay is 2-0, but who's really buying into them?
You know, I've been picking against the Steelers enough this year, so I'm just going to continue it. I'm going to be picking the Bucs this week. I don't really know. I mean, the Bucs, a bunch of no-namers, but I guess the Steelers, 1 touchdown in 2 games. I don't know how they're going to keep doing this. This lack of offense last week was just terrible. I think they're in for a little bit of a letdown game this week, so give me some Tampa Bay.
All right, let's go on to the Titans versus the Giants. 2 teams that just got embarrassed last week. Who's going to get the rebound this week?
I'm going to take the Giants. I actually picked them to win the Super Bowl this year, so I'm going with the Giants. Their defense is going to be on Vince Young, like Brandon Jacobs on the quad stacker.
My rebound for this week is Tennessee. I think Vince Young is actually going to have a field day against the New York Giants defense because their defense is not what he faced last week in the Steelers defense. It's going to feel like a break to him. Look for him to have a big day.
I'm taking the Giants in this one. I think they're going to rebound off that woeful performance against the Colts last week. And the Titans, they really did not look strong against the Steelers. And I know the Steelers have a great defense, but even so, their quarterback situation is really iffy right now. And I just don't see them taking down the Giants this week.
Yeah, as Rishi said, both of these teams had big losses last week. Neither of them played particularly well. But in this game, I like Tennessee. Eli Manning is just turning the ball over like nobody's business, and I think Tennessee is a defense that can take advantage of that, and I look for them to play a big role in this game.
You know what? Give me Tennessee also. When in doubt, just go with the team with the best player, Chris Johnson. Giants couldn't stop a VCR last week in Indy. I think that trend continues. Eli Manning might not even be the best quarterback in his own team. Watching Brandon Jacobs throw that helmet last week, so I'm taking the Titans this week.
Split panel on that one. Let's talk about the Cowboys and the Texans. The Cowboys are 0-2. This might be my favorite game of the week. Houston has the highest scoring offense in the league right now, and Dallas, with all their hype, is 0-2. So it's going to be quite a combustible week down in Texas. Who takes this state battle?
I'm actually going to take the Cowboys. I don't know why. Probably because I think they should win this game if they're going to contend this year. It's going to be a high-scoring game. We go about 46-42 Dallas. And Miles Austin is going to have another game of 10 receptions and at least 140 yards, making that 3 straight.
I'm going to pick the Texans in this game because right now the Cowboys are weak on offense and defense. On the year, they have 2 sacks and 2 touchdowns. That's not enough to get it done, especially with a red-hot Houston team, like Rishi said, best offense in the league.
Well, last week, I broke my cardinal rule, which is never pick the Cowboys, and I'm not going to do it against them again this week. Texans, I think, are definitely a better team this year than the Cowboys. Even though I'm not fully convinced that they're as good as they've shown their first 2 games, I think they'll be able to handle the Cowboys, who just look a complete mess so far.
Last week, I picked Houston in a coin flip, an actual coin flip, and it worked out for me. So I'm just going to stay on that train. Dallas has not looked impressive, and this could be Wade Phillips' last week at the helm.
Yeah, this is Dallas' season right here, so expect them to bring everything. But I'm going with Houston. They're the better team right now. 2-0. Arian Foster, Matt Shaw, too good an offense for the Cowboys to handle. And that Cowboys' offense by themselves haven't been too good. And Romo throwing picks preseason just has been carrying over. So give me the Texans this week.
Yeah, the Texans offense averaging 32 points a game, although their defense is questionable, so it could be a high-scoring affair. Let's move on to the Saints hosting the Falcons. The Saints are 7-1 against the Falcons under Drew Brees. Do you think that trend is going to continue?
I'm going to take New Orleans in this one. I don't especially love them, but I love them more than Matt Ryan on the road. So I'm going to take New Orleans in this one.
Yeah, it's really hard to pick against the defending Super Bowl champions when they start off the season 2-0. Right now, watching them, I feel like their offense has yet to click on every level, and I think if that happens this week, it could be a very, very scary game for the Atlanta Falcons.
I'm going to go bold this week and take the Falcons to beat the Saints. I was really not that impressed with the Saints on Monday night. I thought the 49ers were able to move up and down the field a lot, and as Frank Gore said, they did actually handle them, they just beat themselves. So I'm going to take the Falcons, even though they're on the road. I think Matt Ryan's going to look good, and I think they're going to beat the Saints.
I like the Saints in this one. I actually agree with what Brody said about how this offense hasn't gotten it, it's not moving on all gears quite yet. But I think it's just a matter of time before it happens. They were too good last year, and we know that they can be the best offense in the league. So I'm taking this one probably in a big blowout, actually.
In one of my preseason pools this year, I picked the Falcons to win the NFC South, so I should be picking the Falcons here, but I just don't see it happening on the road. Drew Brees is different than Derek Anderson and Dennis Dixon, and that Falcons defense has been playing the first 2 weeks when they held them to 22 points in both games. I just think too much Saints here, too much experience. The Falcons are still pretenders until further notice.
Let's talk about the Saturday night matchup. The Jets, without Darrelle Revis, most likely taking on the Dolphins, who are 2-0. Both teams actually coming off big wins against the Pats and Vikings, respectively. Who do you think is going to pull it out this week?
Well, despite the fact that LaDainian Tomlinson actually looks like an NFL running back for the first time in 2 or 3 years, because Revis Island is closed, I feel like Brandon Marshall will be open and quite often this week. So I'm going to take the Miami Dolphins to go 3-0.
I'm going to pick the Jets this week. I know Revis is out, but he wasn't that much of a factor in the last game. He gave up a big touchdown to Randy Moss, which is where he injured himself. And after that, when he's gone from the game, the Jets still managed to win. I think they're going to get some of their swagger back after beating New England. I think that's going to help them beat Miami.
I might be tempted to agree with you if Braylon Edwards wasn't such an idiot and ruined all that momentum they had by just making it a complete media circus again. So I think with all the distractions around, with Revis being out, with Edwards, who knows if he's going to play or not, I don't think the Jets are going to be able to pull it off. I think the Dolphins are focused. They looked good last week, and they're going to look good again.
I like the Jets in this one. It's a confident team, and certainly their confidence was helped last week with a big win over New England. I look for them to keep rolling.
I'm going with the Jets. Jets looking for some revenge after the Dolphins beat them twice last year, especially on their home field. Even though there's no Revis Island, Antonio Cromartie did a great job second half last week. Moss didn't have a catch after that one against Revis. I just think that the Jets here come out with some energy, and the Dolphins can't match it.
Okay, let's talk about the Monday night game, the Reed special, Packers and Bears.
I'm just going to go with my gut here. Has nothing to do with Reed, but I'm going to take the Bears. Like I said, I don't know why. I expect another lousy game from Matt Forte since I'm starting him in my fantasy league. But I'm going to take the Bears to win 31-24.
I feel like this is a game the Packers should win, but it's the upset special of the week. It's a sexy pick, so I'm actually going to pick the Bears. I think the biggest hidden factor in this game is that their left tackle is struggling with injury, and Packers might be starting rookie left tackle Brian Bulaga against Julius Peppers, and that could be a hidden difference maker in this game.
I think this is going to be the game of the week, actually. I think this is a toss-up between these two teams right now, the way they're playing. But I'm not going to give Reed the satisfaction of everyone picking Chicago, so I'm going to take the Packers in this one.
Yeah, I'm pretty surprised at all the support from you guys. Of course, I'm taking Chicago in this one. The offense is looking good. Mike Martz has got this working. Matt Forte is looking like he has the potential, maybe becoming the next Marshall Faulk, maybe. Just throwing it out there. Seems a little adventurous, but and Green Bay. I mean, what have they really told us? They beat Philly. Who's Philly? and they beat the Bills last week. Like, the Bills are a horrible team. So I don't know. I'm not buying it. Chicago at home. City's behind them. We got this.
Yeah, I'm going to go against the grain here this week and pick the Packers, the favorites. I just think the Packers are a better team on both sides of the ball. Aaron Rodgers, that offense, defensively, was the best run defense last year. I think Cutler goes back to his old ways of not being able to tell who's on his team and throwing the ball to the other team this week. And I'm just going with the Packers, just a better team all across.
Some exciting picks this week. Going to be an exciting weekend. Panel's been pretty split. So tune back in next week, see how they did. And
Check for the blooper reel.
yeah, it was an interesting show. So you'll see some exciting stuff in the credits. Thanks for Vince for coming back, and for all of us here at Panther Sports Network, I'm Rishi Sadie.
We beat Detroit, so.
That was a touchdown.
That was a touchdown, not the fun.
Unless you're changing the rules.
Let's meet our new panel who's going to try and not suck so much this week.
I'm new. My name's Sumac. and
He might shit his pants in this game.
Short and sweet to the point. We miss your Brandon Jacobson.
I'm the new guy.
I feel like you've been here. You
okay, alright, so I'm back for another. I'm back.
Whenever we're on.
Oh, he's on that end of the table. We'll count it every fight. He thinks he's going to be on the show. But not even here. So I'm going to. Oh my god, dude.
This is the worst.
This is the worst show we've ever done. Can I say that? These are one of the best segments ever. He comes to get completed, but I don't have one, so.
Panther Sports Network.